So this crazy contraption is my homemade bike repair stand. The idea for this came a few years ago when I moved into this house. At the time I needed a bike repair stand, and of course I was too cheap to buy one. But I was poking around my basement and I found this metal plate here as well as these pipes and the connector. And it just came to me how I could use them. I went up to Home Depot and I bought this little T-pipe. I put it in the bandsaw, cut it in half. So inside you can see this is just pipe insulator and of course the ever useful duct tape. The only other things I bought specifically for the project are this little clasp, and over here we've got a couple tiny little hinges. So all told I spent maybe $10, $15 at the most. At the time I already owned these bolts. I guess you could say I paid for them. And these little L brackets were also in my toolbox. Now these on their own, they only have 1-inch screws, so of course I wouldn't keep this up with the bike on it. But I did have this tension strap, and that works quite well to keep this whole system together. The biggest problem I had was attaching this T-connector, T-pipe to this pipe, and what I had to do is I had to bring the size of this up with some of this crazy tape, and then I believe I epoxied it on. It's been stuck on there quite well for the last 5 years. This has been in my basement, but of course I just brought this out of the house there a couple days ago and bashed this off the wall on the way up the steps and broke it right off, so it's quite loose and has to be reattached now. But other than that, it works quite well. So I'm going to go grab my bike and stick it in there and show you how it works. So now I've put one of my bikes here, and you can see the back tires off the ground so I can work on the gears or the brakes. That's essentially what I want. But it just sits up there, and I stick whatever I have on hand to keep it closed, and it works quite well. Now you can see, as I mentioned, this seal's broken, the epoxy, and it's kind of on an angle there, so that has to really be fixed before I use it for any major repairs. But other than that, it's been a good bike stand over the years. It's not the prettiest in the world, I admit, but it does what it does, and it does it well.